I learned some new things about Metaco. This video is about Ripple, XRP, and Metaco. Follow and subscribe to the show if you want to learn more about XRP, the crypto market, and central bank digital currency. Let's move on to this crypto area. Make this public. Ripple is the most dangerous rival to Fireblocks, Metaco, Equus, and Fireblocks for making deep cross-border payments. She says, I should have paid more attention to where Jay Clayton landed. My boss at Jungle Inc. told me to look more closely at Fireblocks HQ. AI agents and payment operators moved $6 trillion, $3 trillion USDC and USDC. MoonPay, Bitso, and Stellar are payment partners, and there are 250 million wallets, 30 on and off ramps for platforms, tokenization with smart contracts, and all of this in one solution. In the next few decades, stablecoins will be the most important money technology. This is where blockchains and layer 2s will come together. Getting the word out is the most important part, and blockchains that don't do enough of it won't be as successful. In place, I thought this was very interesting. It's clear that AI has grown a lot faster in the last 2 years than I thought it would when I worked at the Bank of England on AI problems. And very quickly, AI robots or bots that will do work for us are starting to turn into reality. No matter what it is, they might improve for their financial lives or their calendars. I think we're moving much faster than I thought, though, and soon there will be a lot more payment providers using the payment system. And the things they do will be a lot harder than the things we can do now. For that reason, I don't think the payment rails we have now can handle it. But blockchains can carry complicated messages, and smart contracts can be programmed to do so. I also believe that AI will increase the use of digital assets and blockchains in a way I didn't think would happen 2 years ago. Given how quickly AI is changing, that is the only reason I think it will help it grow and be used. We've also expanded from just crypto storage technology to letting people use Fireblocks to make payments. The Firefox platform, allowing tokenization on the platform with both our own smart contracts and partner smart contracts. Working with partners on AML and KYT solutions will make your journey very safe and legal. We've also done a lot more in the area of Web3 trust. So what you see is how Firefox has changed over the last year. I'd say into a digital asset platform that does everything, not just an IT company. I believe that sets us apart from our competitors in a very special way. Yes, we do offer that technology for custody, but our main goal is to be an all-in-one answer for your whole digital asset journey. Fireblocks are moving around a lot. That was a good point made by Cryptuary and Jungle Int. We'll see how everything comes together and plays out. Don't forget that Ripple runs the most tightly controlled stablecoin in the world right now, RLUSD. David Schwartz from Ripple talks about plans to work together with Metaco and HSBC. With Metaco CryptoCost, you can play it. But Metaco has a lot more than just those layered services and regulatory things. They could use this for a tokenization tool that combines it with payments and cash flow. HSBC is going to offer their clients a service to store their digital assets. It's like a service for adding layers. That's great because HSBC can take care of the compliance part. They are also looking at digital asset protection, tokenized goods like gold, and tokenized securities. These are the kinds of projects that HSBC is very interested in. The Orion project was a made-up goal for them. You guys should remember that HSBC, which is now one of the biggest banks in the world, is going to Metaco for some of these answers, right? In the event that one of the world's largest banks turns to Metaco for help, what does that mean for the banks that come after it? Of course, not every bank will want to hire a huge team to make sure they can work safely and have all of these different security and tokenization options. They are going to search for the best equipment in the area. Metaco is in charge of Zodiac. Of course, it looks like Fireblocks is also doing some big things. We have here the CEO of Metaco, which you may know was bought by Ripple. Then we'll talk about the $25 billion fund. Let me play this. And the best defense you can have. You have a background in engineering, so this was really hard for me to understand. You need to build a big marketing machine. As an engineer, I've always believed that a great product is what makes you successful. That is completely wrong. People buy your goods because they believe it is the best, not because you have it. That is, how do you make people believe that your product is the best? Well, it costs you money to fill the market with things to know. That means you need to have the funds and the people. So, one of the most important things I didn't do, and what I would do in my next business, is not raise money to hire a big tech team and a big product team on the first day. I would raise money to hire a sales and marketing team and make sure that the market sees me as the best in my field before I even have a product. And that is a really tough thing to get to. When you're a Swiss engineer because, Americans sell things they don't have, I'm sorry for those who don't do it this way, but that's true in a lot of ways. People are currently promoting Ripple and Metaco. If you look around, you'll see that Ripple has one of the most aggressive teams. If you look all over the world, like in Times Square, London, or Dubai, you've probably seen ads for Ripple and Metaco near where you live, right? So tell me in the comments where you saw the last Ripple ad. I don't really care if it's online. For example, if you saw it in a train, cab, or other public place, please let me know in the comments. I want to hear from you. Okay, R3 says they work with HSBC, but HSBC actually works with Metaco. It's really hard to figure out what R3 is doing right now. In the past few months, there have been reports that R3 might be sold because they don't have enough paying users. We need to see if they get through this. It would be interesting if Ripple bought R3. In Ripple's way, I think that would really push everything over the edge. Depeg Bank, one of Europe's biggest investment banks with about 400 billion euros in assets, offers a service for institutional clients to trade and store cryptocurrencies. Remember, guys, any bank that wants to make money off of this will look for ways to do it. It would be great if the bank could find a business that could help them set up custody solutions and tokenization. That would help the bank make some extra money. Listen up, you deal with your bank in your own way. Like me, you've probably been to some banks and felt like you had a closer relationship with them. I had Wells Fargo before I switched to Bank of America. Now I've been at JP Morgan Chase for a while, and I like it there. So, different people will go to different banks, but these banks will all have pretty much the same ways to store crypto. Yes, BBVA Switzerland and Metaco have grown their relationship, and the goal is to speed up the delivery of digital assets to institutional clients. BBV in Switzerland was one of the best banks in the Eurozone that let people store and trade cryptocurrencies as part of a portfolio that included both traditional and digital assets. The service had already won the Clientele Wealth Manager Prize. BBVA Switzerland successfully moved its digital asset operations to the latest version of Medical Harmonize as part of a longer-term relationship. That way, BBVA can improve its digital asset skills even more, and the bank will be ready to support new business uses of digital assets. There's also smoke putting this out. In 2025, the world's largest banks will use Ripple to store their money. Ripple's relationship with Metaco is not a coincidence. Ripple has already teamed up with top banks around the world to form agreements that cover 80% of the world's